Hey, welcome back everyone to Collector Not Hoarder. This is Tom, and today I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to share a little piece of baseball history that I have here with you. But before I get into that, I want to thank Greg at Midlife Sports Cards, Dan at Old Sarge Collects, Jim at Picker Jim S, and Orlando at A Collector's Dream. Recently, those guys went above and beyond by giving me great shout outs in some of their videos. And it's been incredible these first few weeks making some content, and I think they played a big part in me gaining some subscribers here recently. So thank you guys, it's much appreciated. But getting into this, what we're going to talk about is this 1888 Reaches Official Baseball Guide. I'm just going to share a little bit of information on it and then just kind of flip through it if you've never seen one of these before. This is actually a really nice copy. I picked this up a few years ago on eBay, and there was a seller that started listing a handful of them, and this one really stood out to me. And after researching, I realized that 1888 was the first year that they incorporated color into the cover of these. So prior to this, it looked very similar to it, but it was in black and white or just no color at all. But this one just looks phenomenal with the detail work and the color added to it. It's just a iconic image of a 19th century baseball player with that handlebar mustache holding the bat. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. It looks amazing on here. You can see that this book is in great condition. Typically, you'll see them with a lot of creases or torn pages. Or you got tape along the spine. You can see this spine is fully intact, so it looks great. I know some of you guys probably don't like me holding this with my bare hands, but I don't do this very often at all. I think we're going to be okay this time. But I just wanted to share with you guys some stuff about this. And a really cool part is the back cover of this, which isn't something you see a lot of on these, which this might actually be the only copy that has a player on the back. But on the back, you get this full color image of Charles Comiskey. So this, to me, looks like kind of very similar to the reverse image of the 1888 Allen and Ginter image of Comiskey. And you can see this is actually an advertisement for Merrill's Penetrating Oil. And if you've seen my channel before, you know that I really enjoy the old baseball trade cards. So this really goes in line with that, and it's just incredible on the back. Typically, you don't get to see these on the back cover, so I think this 1888 cover is one that has that on there. So it makes this one kind of special. So Alfred Reach started making these guides in 1883, and he was actually a former baseball player. I believe he played in the 1860s for a couple different teams, and retired in 1875. And in his retirement, he ended up helping to found the Philadelphia Phillies. And I believe that he sat as their president of the team till 1899, I think is what I read. So he was definitely a big part in baseball. And so he started his own sporting goods store, and he was actually the ultimate rival of Spalding. And Spalding ended up buying Reach's company in 1889. And they continued to make these Reach guides until 1939, and then they started to merge them together and make the Reach Spalding guide. Or it might be the Spalding Reach guide. But anyway, inside the cover, you get a lot of great illustrations in these. So there's a lot of data and statistics from the previous year, which from 1887 in here. But you can see just inside the cover, you got a great illustration of AJ Reach. And in his little introduction in this guide, he actually says that this is the handsomest and most elaborate ever published. So he's referring to adding color and a couple different little features to this guide that he never had in there before. So he was very proud of this one when he came out with this one. But we're just gonna thumb through it here real quick just to give you a quick glimpse of what's inside. You get this great image of James Tip O'Neill. So, you know, Tip O'Neill, he was the American Association RBI leader in '86. He was a Triple Crown winner in '87. I think he had the batting title in '88. So just to have this great image inside, it's phenomenal. And it's not just him that's in here. There are a few other illustrations. You got Harry Stovey, which says that he was the champion base runner of the American Association. And I apologize for the shadow from this camera here. But you also have all these other players that they put in here from the teams. And let's see if we can find anybody else that really stands out. You got, so there it is. That's what I was kind of looking for that. So you got Charles Bennett here, and you can see that back here, that's who this is. This is the 1888 scrap of Charles Bennett. I actually soaked that out of an album myself, and I will send that off for grading. I know some of you guys are opposed to soaking, but I've done it a handful of times, and this one actually, it turned out okay. I actually think this was glued in multiple times to an album, so it's got a couple different glues on the back. So it was a little trickier to get out, but I think it turned out really good. And I'll just hold that up so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. These are actually beautiful images, so I can actually enjoy it outside of the album. It was only soaked with distilled water is what I typically use. I don't use any chemicals or anything like that, just distilled water. And typically it takes them right out if you have water-based glue. But this one, I think, like I said, I think it'd been re-glued. You can see there's multiple glues on it, so you still got a little bit of paper stuck to the back, but overall it came out really nice. The front image of it looks great. But back to the guide here, you got all the different players from the different teams, as they called them, the clubs back then. And let's see, who else do we have? We got Bob Carruthers here. So another incredible image. Here's all the statistics for the teams. This is actually really fascinating stuff to look through, but this isn't something, like I said, that I do very often by opening this up and kind of handling it very much. It stays kind of in a case. But overall, I just wanted to share with you guys something you probably don't get to see too often. And when you do find these online, like I said, they're usually pretty beat up. And this one I was just super proud of to get, and having this image of Comiskey on the back is just fantastic. But that's kind of all I got for you guys, but I hope you enjoyed seeing this if you've never seen one before. And leave some comments down there to let me know what you think of this. But thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.